BTV, feel it, enjoy it.
I think we don't have to dwell too much with the past. The past is behind us. We have a country to take care of. We have citizens that are struggling. And so we'll focus on the way forward and forward march of our people.
Any more questions from Omar? Moral members against.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman of the committee, against the existing, appropriate for that person to now say you want to ask a follow-up question before he. Substantive question. That is not allowed. So go on and answer your question. That is I think the point I'm making to Chairman, that he is allowed to.
Honorable Samia Okume, you do exactly the same.
Mr. Chairman, basically it has to do with.
Chairman, today is Monday morning. Over and over again, I want to assure colleagues in the majority of our fullest cooperation. I am pleading with all of you in the majority. No attempt should be made to intimidate. Then you all been calm, I'm watching. You try to take the power from the chair, and then when I'm reacting, you say, I'm being like a co-chair. Don't let us go there. We have started a good morning. Tolerate us enough. Be patient. So far, your side have not done the scrutiny. And we understand you are in government. Scrutiny would largely be done by the minority and the opposition. So please, in all, there's no problem. Let me finish.
Chairman,
Vice Chair, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, I need to finish. I allowed Honorable Govins.
Chairman, point of order.
Even when I had a point of order, I allowed him to finish. The rule of this game is tolerance. You still act as though you are in opposition. Would have it. If yours would be to be attacking me, you will have it. You would have it.
Point of order. Chairman,
If you, Chairman,
should
you
never allow any friend of this committee to ask questions. Now, the former chairman allowed any friend.
Honorable Boy, you don't have the floor. You don't have the floor.
Chairman, I would accord every member of this committee utmost respect. And our side will continue to treat all of us here with utmost respect. Colleagues, I'm compelled to make this point. We are here in good faith. The minority has cooperated with Chairman for us to get here in good faith. The letter got to us in Parliament. An advert was done. We cooperated for the advert. One reached out to me regarding some exigencies. I convinced my side that there is a need for the new government to proceed to form a government. The president needs his team. So let us not obstruct. Let's cooperate. I still have communications asking me, leader, why are you changing from Tuesday to Monday? I have to work with my team. This posture of attack on me, colleagues, chairman, with the greatest respect, I will not take it anymore. Even my opening remarks had to receive interjections and points of order. When go and watch Bagbin as minority leader, his opening remarks, let's watch the videos. Let's watch Haruna Idrisu. Guys, I don't want a situation where it will be like Markin wants to do this and that. I understand governance. I know governance. And I will support you to form your government. But nobody should make an attempt to use some attacks to frustrate. It won't work. And we are not going to boycott proceedings. As Honorable Governor Agboja once said on the floor, even laying paper, even for him to oppose, he says that there will be chaos. That was his threat. We know what he did to my vice chair. No, it's not payback. I will never do that. I'm not petty. I know what they did to this 67-year-old woman who was then the chair of the appointment committee, our mother. We know what happened. The cameras watched it. So, colleagues, you are now...
Thank you very much, Honorable Minority Leader. The presidents are there. We all know that Honorable Jose Usu, sitting as the chairman of the appointment committee, will never welcome a question from a non-member of the committee. I am using my discretion to allow a non-member to ask a question. I am asking you to ask a question, and to ask a question does not give you room to ask supplementary question before the main question. It's an abuse of the opportunity being given to you. May you proceed and ask your question.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, wait. No, wait. Chairman, with the greatest respect, I know you are an advocate, you do a lot of cross-examination. You cannot raise your voice on a member. He's a first timer. When he makes a mistake, let's correct him in a manner that would encourage him to enjoy Parliament. He's a new member. Please, with the greatest respect, I know it was not your intention, but knowing you, when you get your client in a tight corner, how you deal with them, I beg you, this is not your client. I beg you. No, that is so.
Mr. Chairman, honourable member, ask your question.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. But first of all, I did not even make a mistake in the first place. Just for the records, I did seek leave.
Go ahead and ask the question,
and
please.
Once it wasn't approved, then I proceed to my substantive. That's all, Mr. Chairman. And thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for the clarity. And I will proceed. Honourable nominee, I would like to refer you to a publication on the 15th of March 2021. And I want to paraphrase. And I quote, Ghana today, we are complaining that this gambling is destroying our youth. I've read a number of articles on this. I would have thought that the government will come out with a policy to restrict gambling and to even ban it, he said. And this was a quotation attributed to you, Honourable Nominee. I want to ask and proceed on this. Do you still stand by this position of banning gambling and banning betting and all that in its entirety, or now your position has changed? That's what I wanted to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think it's a very good question, and it's an opportunity for me to clarify. Mr. Chairman, I was on a show with the Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, and the contest must come out. The Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, at the time Minister for Information, I'm sure, had the responsibility to sell a government policy on betting. And he said, I'm surprised you are not bringing that portion. He said, that will not solve the problem. That will not solve the problem because I've read a number of articles, and the article presupposes or suggests that it is destroying our youth. And so if you want to introduce a tax, you have to first look at the elasticities, and as to whether the elasticities will mean that imposing such a tax will prevent the individual or the people concerned from the staking of the VAT, of the betting or not. But I doubt that that will. So if you intend doing that, the best option is to ban it and not to introduce a tax. And I said the tax will not solve the problem. Here we are today. I've been vindicated. Has the tax solved the problem as intended by the government? Big no.
Don't do that in Parliament. We say here.
No, but they are not.
The next person is Honorable Mama Erga. Yes. Mama Erga.
I thought somebody was my friend until I was given an opportunity to ask a question. And she started heckling me even before I've asked the question. Congratulations, my leader. My real question was to ask you how prepared you are to deal with the multitude of economic challenges confronting Ghana. But after listening to you within these few minutes, I thought it wise to abandon my question. Because even before asking, you have made a case demonstrating your readiness and preparedness to confront the problems of Ghana with greater expertise and finesse than we have seen in the past. So I have a few questions. What my brother and former majority leader and now minority leader raised in his thesis that he read before we started. Oh, it's very beautiful. Thesis.
Honorable member, continue. Proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, my position on the e-levy is well known. I do not intend to run from it. I've written articles. Against the e-levy. I championed opposition against e-levy. I still stand by them. Slight economy and the abolish the e-levy. I have said, and I'm on record to have said, that given the opportunity to abort. I want to restate that position, that if approved as part of the first budget, I'll be privileged and I will announce that we will abolish the e-levy as part of our first budget, recognizing my earlier stance. And the committee
the minority leader and the ranking member wants to do a follow-up on the question relating
with some of the social intervention programs to enable him succeed? Or has he been able to identify a particular expenditure line to be able to deal with? Because to say you are going to abolish it on good authority and you are not going to look for another source of revenue to replace it, but you're going to cut on expenditure, it so suggests that you've identified one. Have you been able to identify one?
Mr. Chairman, the quality of expenditure matters. I've said here, obviously means protecting social protection. Mr. Chairman, I'm a social democrat. My party, I have, and my constituency is a rural constituency. I understand the people of Ghana. I understand the needs. I understand the dynamics of the political economy. I have monitored Ghana's for close to 20 years, 2 decades. I understand its trends.
There we go.
Honorable Matufosa, you have been cut down on expenditure.
Reducing government ministries, 7 bureaucratic agencies. Seven bureaucratic agencies comes with its own cost. Therefore, it is part of the envelope. So straight away you can see the envelope. Today, the Ministry of Finance will have 23. So straight of 27 that you have to eliminate. Some are fixed, but they are variable costs that you immediately cut. And so you can understand that as part of the government's policy to cut down expenditure, we have already begun. And I'm sure in the next budget, you'll be very impressed with us, what some of the things we'll do. I don't want to preempt it. I'm not a minister yet. I'll count on you to approve me very fast so that I can start the work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your last question.
My last question. Do you have any doubts about any of our commitments to abolish any of the taxes? Are we reneging? Is there any conversation in the circles of government? Is there any doubt in our mind about any of the taxes that we said we will abolish?
Mr. Chairman, certainly no. Certainly no.
Thank you very much. I will take a question from Honorable Ampinyako.
Thank you, Chairman. And congratulations to Honorable Dr. Ato Forson. But I am impressed with your responses so far, a clear indication that you are ready to help reset Ghana. But I have a quick question. The previous government, in the process of introducing e-levy, abolished road tolls. As you have committed to remove e-levy, would you consider to bring back road toll collections? And what is your take on property rate collections as well? Because they attempted to centralize it and they reversed it with the previous government attempted centralization of property rate collections, and they reversed it with the explanation that there were some challenges.
Thank you very much for your question.
Road toll and property rate.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Mr. Chairman, that sticks to our promises. And whatever we have promised to do, we'll do just that. If the road toll is a way to raise revenue, we'll do just that. If the road toll is a way to raise revenue, we'll raise the revenue. And the road toll, if you use the road, you have to pay a toll. And it's all over the world. Ghana won't be the first country, won't be the last one. You have to contribute towards the road maintenance. And so the only thing is we have to collect the revenue effectively and efficiently so that we can plow it towards the maintenance of those roads. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will take a question from Gideon Buako. Dr. Gideon Buako.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Honorable nominee per series affiliated to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Business School. In fact, he signed up for the program at the time I was seconded to the office of the Vice President. So as a lecturer of the business school, I think it is appropriate that on behalf of the KNUST Business School, I congratulate you. And I can see my colleague, Professor Jonathan Annan, sitting behind you to show moral support. Mr. Honorable nominee, on 3rd April 2019, Ghana's economic management team, and this lecture was led by the former Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. The lecture was themed Our Progress, Our Status, Our Future. A day after that lecture, there was another public lecture organized by the Coalition for Restoration that is affiliated to your party on 4th April. Your presentation, you put out some data, among which I found a highly misleading data that you put out. The Chairman, the official data from the Ministry of Finance indicates clearly that overall deficit by end year 2016 was 7.8% of GDP, into brackets, 6.1% of new rebased GDP. But the figure you put out, Honorable nominee, was utterly untrue. And to back this with evidence, if you read the budget statements of 2017, the mid-year budget statement of 2018, and the mid-year budget statement of 2019, the full budget, you will see that page 7